What's this crap? You can just picture an old-school football manager saying that, right? It's actually from a funny sketch where a player's social media stats were used in a negotiation instead of, his fitness data. It's a joke, but it gets at a very real question in the game today.
So it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is all this online hype, is that what makes a legend these days? Or is there something more to it? A real blueprint for building a legacy? Well, there's one player who didn't just follow the blueprint. He became it.
Today, we're diving into the story of how Cristiano Ronaldo went from being just a talented kid to becoming one of the most powerful commercial brands on the entire planet.
And look, if you want a taste of his power, just check this out. When Ronaldo signed for the Saudi club Al Nassr, their Instagram account it exploded. We're talking over 8 million new followers in a matter of days. That's not just influence, you guys. That is a straight-up commercial earthquake.
So the big question is, how on earth did this happen? How did one guy get so powerful? Because let me tell you, this is about way more than just kicking a ball and scoring goals. This is a story of razor-sharp strategy, of facing down a massive crisis, and building a global business empire from the ground up.
All right, so let's rewind. We're going back to the early 2000s, and you've got this young, super gifted kid, Cristiano Ronaldo. But here's the thing. He was a long, long way from the icon we see today. Honestly, his stardom was anything but a sure thing.
I mean, think back to those awesome Nike Joga Bonito ads. Who was the star? It was Zlatan, right? All the swagger, the charisma. And Cristiano? He was kind of in the background, a side character. Yeah, he had talent, you could see that, but he was definitely not the main event.
But, while all that was happening on screen, the real work was being done behind the scenes. In 2002, two absolutely crucial people walk into his life. First, Jorge Mendes, this super hungry young agent. And then Ricardo Regufe, the guy who gets him his very first Nike deal. These two partnerships would literally shape everything that came next.
And then comes the moment. It's 2003, the night before a friendly match. His agent, Jorge Mendes, gets him on the phone and basically says, listen, tomorrow is everything. This isn't just a game. This is your audition. You play well and you can change your life. You can pull your family out of poverty. I mean, can you even imagine that kind of pressure?
And he absolutely delivered. He played out of his skin against Manchester United. So well, in fact, that the legend George Best himself said it was the first time being compared to someone was a compliment to him. Wow. Audition passed. They signed him right away. But the biggest test of his career was still just around the corner.
And here's where the story takes a sharp turn. Because next up is the moment that almost ended his entire career in England. One single incident. It took him from this exciting rising star to pretty much public enemy number one.
Okay, picture this. It's the 2006 World Cup quarterfinal. Portugal versus England. Huge game. His Manchester United teammate, Wayne Rooney, commits a foul. Ronaldo sprints over to the ref. He's waving his hands, demanding a card for his own club teammate. Rooney gets a red card, and then the camera catches it. Ronaldo winks at his bench. To top it all off, he scores the winning penalty that knocks England out. It was the perfect storm.
The fallout from that, oh man, it was immediate and it was brutal. The media, the fans, they just turned on him viciously. You had pundits like Alan Shearer on TV saying Rooney would probably punch him in training. He became this national villain, and he just came out and said, "That's it, I'm done. I'm leaving Manchester for good."
Now, this is the part of the story where most people would crumble, but not him. Instead of letting it break him, this whole crisis became the fuel, the absolute rocket fuel for his greatest transformation. He didn't run from the hate. He used it to build himself into a machine.
And his teammate, Gary Neville, tells the story perfectly. He said when Ronaldo came back to training after that summer, he wasn't the skinny kid they remembered. He walked in looking like a middleweight boxer. The physical change was just shocking. This wasn't a boy anymore. This was a man on a mission.
And you saw it on the fields immediately. His performance just exploded. Get this, in his first 3 seasons at United, he scored a total of 27 goals. Not bad, right? But the very next season, the one right after all that drama, he scored 23. 23! He nearly matched 3 years of work in a single season. It's insane.
But hold on, because he was just warming up. The very next season, 2007-2008, he bangs in a mind-blowing 42 goals. 42! This wasn't just him getting a little better.
This was a total reinvention. He had officially become an unstoppable, relentless, goal-scoring machine.
So you're probably asking, how did he do it? What was the secret? Well, a coach named Rene Meulensteen came in with this genius but really simple idea. He told Ronaldo, stop trying to score the perfect goal every time, forget that. Instead, he had him focus on one thing, volume. Just score more goals. They studied guys like Thierry and Alan Shearer and just drilled finishing from every single part of the pitch.
Okay, so this complete and utter dominance on the field, that was the launch pad. The machine was built, now it was time to turn that machine into a global brand.
And by 2009, something really interesting happened. For the first time, the money he was making from endorsements was more than his massive football salary. Think about that. He was earning more as a personality than as a player. The brand had officially become bigger than the day job.
So the target shifted. It wasn't just about being the best player in the world anymore. No, the new goal, as all the marketing experts saw it, was way bigger. It was to take down David Beckham and become the single biggest commercial force football had ever seen.
And to do that, you need the biggest stage in the world. So his move to Real Madrid for a world record fee, that wasn't just a player changing clubs. This was a cold, calculated business decision. A strategic move designed for one thing, global domination. And Real Madrid's whole setup was just perfect for him. You see, they didn't operate like a normal football club. They were more like a Hollywood studio for athletes. Their whole strategy was signing Galacticos, these massive global superstars, to build a worldwide entertainment empire. And Cristiano Ronaldo, he was their new leading man.
But there was one tiny problem. Real Madrid's sponsor, their exclusive long-term partner, was Adidas.
And what does Ronaldo do on the day he's unveiled to the entire world? In front of all the cameras, he walks out wearing a massive Nike t-shirt. I mean, the nerve! It was such a bold move. A clear statement that said, I'm a brand, and my brand is powerful enough to go head-to-head with anyone, even my new club's biggest sponsor.
That single act of defiance just set the stage for an incredible power struggle. So it leaves us with this massive question. What happens when an unstoppable brand like Ronaldo meets an immovable institution like Real Madrid? Well, that's a story for another day.